Use tax relief. Let them help you get your peace of mind back by dealing with the IRS for you. Proven experience, proven results. Call 800-255-7500.
Welcome in. It is the Sports Lounge with Fred Dreyer. I am not Michael Horn. I am Jennifer Horn, in for Mike this week. But joining us, the star of our program, not only the biggest stud in the NFL. Can we call you that?
Yeah, you can do that.
I think we can.
Yeah, I answer to all that stuff.
Of course, the only guy to score 2 safeties in one game, playing for the Rams, the Giants, the Patriots for a brief blink, and of course, the star of Hunter and the star of our program, the great Fred Dreyer.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. Great to have you with us. It's been a while since you've been on the show.
I love it. I miss being here with you.
We got to get your dad out of here more often.
I know. He got the laryngitis. I think
he's got laryngitis, and he takes his wine trips and stuff. He does all of his stuff, so he's got lots of stuff going on. And anytime we can get you on, we really want to do that. So
well, I'm ready to have some fun today.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think there's lots going on. There's hockey, NBA, NFL draft. The draft, that brings me to a very sore subject with the people in Cleveland.
Aren't they going number one again?
Yeah, they've got 2 picks in the first 3 rounds. The first 3 picks, you got 2 of the first 3 picks, and I really hope that I don't care who they draft, really, but I just hope they get it right and people are happy and it's a good year. They've got good players there. I think they got better players on the field than they do front office people off the field.
And sometimes that makes a difference. You know this from the game. You can have all the talent in the world on the field, and if you are missing chemistry, and if you are missing a strong support system in the back, if your coaching is depleted, if your front office isn't there, you don't have a team.
Well, you also have to have someone to throw the ball.
That.
Yeah.
Well, we have lots of stuff to talk about today because we've got a big guest, a surprise guest coming up this hour. We are going to talk, as you mentioned, about the draft coming up. And, of course, we have some CTE news. This is some celebrities going in on this big effort to help with that. And the Dodgers and their relievers having some trouble. Lots of news to get to. But we'll start with the Golden Knights here in just a few minutes. Big congratulations are set to them because they have won their first round. They are set and on pace to become the biggest and best expansion team in NHL history. We want to know what you think about these Golden Knights. Make sure you check out our website, freddryer.co, crntalk.com. You can tweet us at Fred_Dreyer, and of course, the real Fred Dreyer on Facebook.
Oh, before we get rolling on that, at the bottom of the hour, Tom McEwen, the great drag impresario and creator of he and Dom Perdome are the ones who invented and brought advertising dollars, with the Mattel Hot Wheels deal that they did.
They brought sponsorship into racing, right?
Tom was way, way, way ahead of his time. So we're going to talk with him a little bit about what's going on about drag racing and stuff. We're going to eventually bring him around a little bit more than we usually do because I think this is the only sports talk show that actually covers drag racing.
That's right. And this will be a great one. You don't want to miss it. Mongoose joining us at the bottom of the hour. Welcome in. It is the Sports Lounge with Fred Dreyer, and we are going to talk hockey next. We're going to put Fred on some skates. We're going to pad him up.
That's what we need.
And we're going to talk some Golden Knights. They are really killing it in the NHL. And my question to you, Fred, and we'll tackle this next, do they have help from the NHL and its officials? We'll find out next. Welcome in. It's the Sports Lounge with Fred Dreyer on CRN Digital Talk Radio.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS? Newsflash, the president has changed the tax laws, and now you may be able to pay the IRS less. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, the tax doctor can help you pay the IRS as little as possible allowed by law. There are new tax laws for business owners, the self-employed, even W-2 workers. If you have a back tax problem or a few years of unfilled returns, new help to save you money is now here. Call right now to see how the new tax laws can help you. Plus, right now, we'll waive the consultation fee and give you a free tax savings report. Attention business owners, the self-employed, and W-2 workers. Make this free call to the tax doctor now and learn how to take advantage of the new tax laws that may help you pay the IRS less. 800-985-1610. 800-985-1610. 800-985-1610. That's 800-985-1610.
You are in the Sports Lounge with Fred Dreyer. I'm Jennifer Horn, in for Michael Horn. And Fred, we got to talk some hockey. The Vegas Golden Knights are now co-favorites to win the Stanley Cup, according to the Westgate Sportsbook. This is a huge turnaround.
How's that possible?
Considering that this is the NHL's newest expansion team. They opened the season. Now, for those of you Vegas nuts who were so excited about this hockey team, you put money down on this team to win the Stanley Cup. The odds were 200-1 when the season started, and now they are the odds-on favorite to win this whole thing.
If you put $1,000 down on these guys, which is not in betting speech is not a lot of money.
For me, it's a lot of money.
But I mean, if you're gonna bet, and you're gonna put your money where your mouth is, put $1,000 down there. Boy,
unbelievable.
You're going crazy right now.
You are cruising, and it seems to me, Fred, I have told you this in the past, I loved the Los Angeles Kings. They were in postseason play against the Las Vegas Knights, or the Golden Knights of Las Vegas. I figured that judging by the Kings play this season, they wouldn't get very far. But I'm curious to know if you've seen any of the games. Some of these calls that the NHL officials were making against the Kings almost seems like the NHL really wants these Golden Knights to take it all the way to the Stanley Cup. The officiating was definitely one-sided. Definitely one-sided. So like in football, and when you were playing with your amazing career in the NFL, what was the league's treatment usually like? Did you ever play when there was an expansion team going on?
Yeah, we played when Tampa Bay came in '76.
So what was that like? Did the NFL have a favorable treatment of them, or was it all just pretty much you take whoever's left over and good luck to you?
That's pretty much what an expansion team was that every owner kicked in, made certain players available off their squad, and then the new team got to rummage through your closet and pick out the people that they wanted.
Right.
And so, but I've never seen anything like this, where an expansion team now is, when I saw this and I read this, they are high co-favorites to win the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, and they brutalized the Kings, and the Kings actually showed up. They actually played hockey in the playoffs, and they kept it very low scoring, but they're a very fast-paced team. They come out of the gate, and it's very hard for people to catch up with them. Their goaltending is great. They're not allowing a lot of goals. They're great on the power play, and boy, did they have power play opportunities. Drew Doughty, the defenseman for the Kings, actually got suspended for a game because one of the refs thought he was high-sticking one of the Golden Knights.
Well, he was. He should have.
Listen to you.
And the other thing.
So it's a little stick, Fred.
Well, the other thing is that they went out and they selectively. They did such a great job. Ownership and coaches did such a great job in crafting this, because they went out and picked their team to this result.
That's right.
They just didn't go out and get a bunch of good players and then try to mold them into what they wanted them to do. They went out and said, we want a great goalie, which everybody does. Mm-hmm. We want a great goalie, and we want to be fast.
Yeah.
And if you can't coach speed.
That's true. You have to have natural talent.
But you can coach these people who are fast to do what you want them to do, and it's paying off here. It's pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll keep an eye on the Golden Knights. Congratulations to them. They beat the Kings handily, 4-0 in the first opening round series.
Well, here's the other thing. I mean, suddenly Las Vegas is, all they need now is an NBA team.
That's right. And don't they, because they have a football team coming in.
Got the Raiders coming in a couple of years.
Is that a done deal?
I think it is.
Yeah.
I think the way they're talking up in Oakland, I think they got what? I think somebody said in Oakland, they just said, well, it looks like they're going to be leaving, so why can't they leave now? And so let's just, buy their way out of the lease or something, or let them out of it.
Move them out.
So they can go now. And I don't think Oakland is ready to actually go now. But there's, you can always use as much time as you can get if you're going to relocate like that. But I think that once the Raiders get in there, they're going to win. They're going to be a good team. And
Vegas might be the next big sports city.
Well, you get an NBA team. I don't know if a baseball team will go there. Tampa Bay. Could Tampa Bay go? You've got to get Major League Baseball out of Florida. I mean, that's just.
Why do you say that?
Well, they built 2 stadiums to the homage of if you build it, they will come. And
they're not coming.
And Florida says no, we won't.
Right. We're retired. We don't want to have to go to baseball games every time.
Well, exactly. Why are you putting it? Didn't they know that? Didn't they know that you can't put a Major League Baseball team in Florida and have people, 25 to 40,000 people show up every
single night,
every night for 180 games, whatever the heck it is?
Yeah, it's pretty
How
tough.
do you do that?
That's a good question, but maybe so. Maybe Tampa Bay would be the team that would end up in Las Vegas. Las Vegas is turning into the destination. That T-Mobile Arena where the Golden Knights are playing is absolutely beautiful. It's pristine. I'm sure it'll get thrashed, in a few years, but it's a great place to watch a game.
You're talking about the hockey.
Yeah,
guys.
but I'm just saying, as
where
a
is
sports
that
thing,
in Vegas?
it's right next to. It's on the Strip actually, and it's right by the Monte Carlo Hotel. And you can just literally walk out the door of the hotel, and you're right there at the arena.
But it's a little north of the Strip, isn't it?
Right on the Strip.
It's right on the Strip.
Yeah, you can see it. It's pretty incredible. So it's a good sporting
So it's walking
experience.
distance to all the hotels.
Everything.
See, that's smart. You don't have to get in a car and drive.
And it's center Strip, so
drive
you can
out,
get there.
out to Henderson someplace.
That's right, and that's probably what you'll have to do for football. I'm imagining. I don't know where they're thinking about putting that football stadium.
I don't know where they're going to put that.
They're going to probably have to move it out of the Strip. But let's talk about football. Let's talk about the NFL draft.
Yeah.
We alluded to it at the top of the hour, and the NFL draft is coming up. What do you think is going to happen? What can we predict when it comes to quarterbacks? What teams are going to come out on top here?
Well, look, you got 5. Everybody, if you know anything about the sport, many people do. You've got to have a quarterback, yeah. So Cleveland has failed for the last 5 years at being able to get that position sewed up.
Sure.
Okay. So here they are again. They've got the first and the third pick in the first round. So what they'd love to do is they'd love to get this running back out of Penn State. They'd also like to get the quarterback out of USC. And they like him. They like him a lot. Giants really like the SC quarterback. But whoever Cleveland takes, that quarterback has to be the guy. So if they say we're going to take, what's his name from UCLA? What's that guy's name?
The UCLA quarterback.
What the heck is slipped my mind?
I know. We've got that problem around here. Falls out our left ear.
Man, oh man. But the point is that they have to get it right, and I'm just surprised.
Josh Rosen.
Yes. Yeah, I'm surprised that they have screwed this thing up. I mean, I've always said this, and from my experience anyway, and I don't think anything else has changed, is that all you have to do is get the right people in the right positions, and you'll win half your games. You'll win 8 games just by being organized.
Yeah.
Just like the hockey team.
Play to your strengths.
You get the right people, get them to understand their role, and let them go. And that's the same with pro football. There's no reason you should be losing. You should not be winning football games. The guy's won 1 game in the last 2 years. It's 32-1 or something like that. 31-33 or something.
Something ridiculous. We're in the Sports Lounge, and the Dodgers relief pitchers, Kenley Jansen specifically, has been struggling. We'll tackle why next. Sports Lounge with Fred Dreyer on CRN Digital Talk Radio.
The legends of Ka'anapali Luau at the Ka'anapali Beach Hotel will take your breath away with an abundant feast, spellbinding dances, and music from Lei Pono Productions. Be greeted with a lei and browse to see island crafts made by local artisans. As you hear the pu or conch shell blow, your luau experience will begin. The featured entree is a whole roasted pig and a bountiful menu of some of Hawaii's favorite food choices. Oh, you can't forget our famous made in-house taro poi as your night comes to an end under the spell of the moon. Be amazed by the famous fire walk. By the end of the night, you'll be full, and we hope you'll have made new friends and some forever memories while you continue to listen to music from Maui's local Hawaiian musicians every Monday night at Hawaii's most Hawaiian hotel. Ka'anapali Beach Hotel voted Best Aloha Spirit by Hawaii Magazine readers. Call 667-0128 or visit legendsofka'anapali.com for your exciting island adventure.
The smartest way for you to get the lowest prices on your plane tickets, domestic or international, is to call SmartFares first or last, but you've got to call us before you book your plane tickets. Fly anywhere in the world, fly anywhere in the U.S., and SmartFares can save you up to 75% on your plane tickets. We have the lowest airline ticket prices on over 500 airlines, and you've got a great 12-hour free cancellation window. Plus, with our live agent help, you can always get fast help and fast answers. So on your next trip, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, how about right now? Pick up your phone and call SmartFares, plus save up to 75% on your plane reservation. So call right now. 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644.
Do you like burgers? Then experience the ultimate famous 50-50 burger at Slater's 50-50 in Pasadena, California. 50% ground beef and 50% ground bacon. Stop by at 61 North Raymond Avenue in Pasadena and visit Slater's 50-50. Experience our full bar with craft beer and more. Play in our cool new game room. View the best sports in our Slater's 50-50 TV lounge. Try our Slater's 50-50 burgers by design too, and all of our incredible food, including our Sunday Bloody Mary brunch. Check out our VIP event space for private dining and ask about our chef-inspired catering company with a completely scratch kitchen-based service. It's all at Slater's 50-50 under new management at 61 North Raymond in Pasadena. Call 626-765-9700. 626-765-9700. Call now, 626-765-9700.
Welcome back. You are in the Sports Lounge with the great Fred Dreyer. Don't forget, you can find us online at freddryershow.com. You can also follow Fred on Facebook at The Real Fred Dreyer and on Twitter at Fred_Dreyer. We love getting your emails. We'll have some for you later on today. But first, Fred, the Dodgers are in the focus for us because not necessarily because we're based in Los Angeles, but because of the greater issue that their bullpen, their relief staff is really stinking it up. The Dodgers having a tough time after coming off a really successful season. Their record right now is 7 wins and 9 losses. They are currently in third place in the National League West, but the story is Kenley Jansen, their closer, who's been given up run after run after run.
Well, remember what happened. The Dodgers decided that we're going to have the team come to spring training in Camelback Ranch in Arizona. And then we're going to tell Kenley he doesn't have to pitch. We're just going to rest his arm.
Yeah, I don't understand that because isn't the point, look, I am not the athlete that you are, Fred Dreyer.
Well, no, you don't have to be an athlete to know pitchers have to pitch.
But spring training isn't spa treatment. Spring training is to get everything moving, get that blood going, get your arm back in shape. So I noticed this too because I actually went to spring training. I noticed that they weren't pitching a lot of people. They were waiting to debut Kershaw. Kenley was hardly, I think he pitched maybe one or two games.
He was inside the clubhouse watching TV or something.
Yeah, so what's the deal with that? Why that decision? Are they trying to they thought they were going to get hurt?
Oh, they're overprotective. You know, there's a lot of pressure on this organization this year.
Absolutely, because everybody's looking at them
Yeah,
to win a World Series,
more
and it's been
so.
30 years
Yes,
since their last title.
More so than last year.
I think that's
Last
right.
year, there was a lot of people who had career years. Kenley Jansen, one of them. And so they found some players. They found about 4 or 5 people on their roster that surprised the hell out of everybody. And so now they're coming back, and now they realize we're 1 game away. We've got to win the 7th game. Just get us back into the 7th game, and we'll win it. So how do we make sure we win the 7th game in late October? Is by resting Kenley Jansen to start the season off. And here's my point: doesn't Kenley Jansen know what he needs to get into shape?
Right.
Doesn't he know that it's mechanics? He doesn't have to go there to practice throwing hard, throwing 95. Oh, you're throwing 94. Well, I got another week, I'll have it up to 95. They don't do it that way. They go out and they get in great shape. They get fundamentally sound, and they start to get their mechanics working on locating their various pitches. He has a cutter that's a terrific pitch. You know, it's like a Mariano Rivera's. You know, he's known for it, and people swear by it and swear at it. But he showed up, and he was not in shape. I don't care what you say. You know, I've seen it a million times. People show up and they say, "Well, I'm not gonna. They're gonna shut me down. I'm not gonna do that much." So he goes out and jogs and plays long toss. But he's not in games, and he's not in simulated games, and he's not on the mound. He's not under pressure. He's not working on game-like mechanics. What's suffering with him right now is he can't coordinate his mechanics. He says it's his lower half, his legs, turning, putting his weight, balance over his leg, and following through. Now, coupled with the fact that I argue with our good friend Dave Vassay, who's works for the Dodger broadcast, but I argue with them that if I were an opposing team, I would run on this guy. I would steal bases on Kenley Jansen
Because he's too slow to get you.
because he's very slow and ponderous. And just like he has been in the last 10, 15 games that they've been playing, he's not. He doesn't have a feel for where he is. He's lost whatever it is that he had, and it affects his location and it affects everything else. But how do you go to training camp and allow the team to say? For the team to say this, we're going to shut you down for a month.
Is this a Dave Roberts mistake then? Was he being too protective because he was a player, or is this just?
Yes,
Yeah.
I think for the most part, this team is goosey, and they're carrying around the ghost of "we almost did it." Gee, we almost did it. Now, in the meantime, we're going to rest Kenley Jansen. Well, Kenley needs to run hard, he needs to throw, and he needs to work on his mechanics. And he went through a month, 5 weeks of training camp, 33 games. He never appeared in any of them. Now he's thrown out there, and he can't find the plate.
Yeah. It's an interesting problem to watch, and we'll see if Kenley can get any better or if this will be a mind trip for the Dodgers as they progress in the season. Tom McEwen, the Mongoose, joins us next here in the Sports Lounge with Fred Dreyer on CRN Digital Talk Radio.
This is today's Entertainment Answer. I'm Matt Mungle. What's a good family rental option this week? Forever My Girl is now on Blu-ray and DVD. This is a romantic drama about love, forgiveness, and second chances. Yeah, all the 8-year-old boys just rolled their eyes. Forever My Girl tells the story of a country music superstar who left his bride at the altar, choosing fame and fortune instead. The film's themes focus on redemption, resolving past mistakes, selflessness, and enduring love. For more entertainment answers, visit the family section of mungleshow.com.
Come to Angelo's and Vinci's Restaurante to see memorabilia of movie stars and theatrical magic right in downtown Fullerton, California. The Art of the Great Masters in an Italian town square complete with storefronts of old, Italian butchers and cheesemongers, fruit and wine vendors, seamstresses showing their wares, the romance of Romeo and Juliet. Find our mystical Room of the Moon, and don't forget King Kong, Dracula, Frankenstein, and who knows what awaits you in the wine cellar. Enjoy the great food. We hand stuff our pastas, roll each and every tortellini, bake our own bread, and make all of our sauces fresh from our private stock of Sicilian family recipes. Pasta to seafood, chicken to award-winning pizzas, tiramisu flown in from Rome. If you can't find something on our menu to tempt you, you don't like Italian food. Try our Sunday brunch, all you can eat, just $21.95. And Angelo's and Vinci's has been named the best Italian restaurant in Orange County 2 years in a row, and our owner has been named Restaurateur of the Year. Angelo's and Vinci's, Fullerton, California, 714-879-4022 or angelosandvinci's.com.
Do you want to fly somewhere, anywhere in the world? Smart travelers call myflightsearch.com for the best deals on flight tickets. Going to Manila, Bangkok, London, how about Singapore? Call myflightsearch.com for the lowest flight tickets available. What about a local vacation? Let's say you want to fly to Vegas, Orlando, Miami, Los Angeles, or Denver. Pick up the phone and call myflightsearch.com right now. We have exclusive deals that you can't find anywhere else. The only way you can get these low airline prices is by calling us. We have so many low prices available, we can't possibly tell them to you right here and now. If you're flying somewhere anytime in the next 6 months and you want the lowest airline ticket prices anywhere, you owe it to yourself to save a ton of money. So pick up your cell phone and call myflightsearch.com right now.
Call 800-445-3166. 800-445-3166. That's 800-445-3166. Call now. 800-445-3166.
It has been said that everyone has a book in them. But do you have the time or the ability to write your book? Maybe you picked up some skills or had a life experience that you want to pass on in the form of a book to help others. Maybe you want to leave an autobiography for your family. Or maybe you've built a successful business and you want to share your story. At Dorrance Publishing Company, we have professional writers who can help turn your book idea into a finished manuscript quickly and affordably. A Dorrance ghostwriter can provide as much or as little help as you need to complete your book. You'll work directly with your ghostwriter to finish your book faster than you ever could on your own. It's easy to become a published author. Call Dorrance now to learn more. 800-485-8803. 800-485-8803. 800-485-8803. Call right now. That's 800-485-8803.
I'm Jay Farner from Quicken Loans. The rate today on a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is 4.125%, APR 4.36%. But choosing the right mortgage lender involves so much more than just a rate. We've earned 12 J.D. Power Awards for client satisfaction. And we invented Rocket Mortgage, a simpler, hassle-free way to get a mortgage completely online. So choose Quicken Loans, America's #1 online lender. Call 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com.
Equal housing lender. NMLSconsumeraccess.org number 3030.
Welcome back to the show, folks. Fred Dwyer here along with Jennifer Horn. As a kid, I used to race up and down Hawthorne Boulevard in my 58 Chevy. I had a 58 Chevy Black Impala with a 64 409 dual quad. I had the works, 4-speed, positive traction. I had the whole works. I was dangerous, and who would have ever thought that somewhere down the road I'd take a Saturday afternoon with a friend of mine and I'd go to Lions Drag Strip and run into Tom the Mongoose McEwen.
Pretty amazing.
And since then, Tom and I have smelt the nitromethane together. Tom, welcome
That's a real
to the
bromance.
show. Come on in. You there?
Hunter, how are you, buddy?
Hey, how are you?
Lottie, a lot of people don't know that not only were you the king of football and television, you were also the king of the streets of Long Beach at one time.
I certainly was. Are you kidding me? Not only the van was the van, but I mean...
Yeah, but the van was historic, bud.
Yes, it was. Hey, listen, you're on your way. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing. I know you're leaving Thursday. You're heading off to Houston. What's going on in Houston?
Well, NHRA's got its 23 race schedule started in March at Gainesville, and it's this year they're calling it the Legend Tour,
Mm-hmm.
and they're using all us old guys before we pass away. So me and Garlitz and Shirley and Prudhomme and McCullough and Coletta and a few of us that are still left are going to some of these races. And I went to Vegas here 2 weekends ago to their 4-wide and had a big crowd. And I'm going to Houston this coming weekend in Baytown, Texas. And I'll be there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, come back Sunday night. And then I do about, 8 or 10 races this year, which we'll talk about down the road.
Well, so much of this sport has changed, on the track certainly. But I'm always curious. I've always been interested in your background in terms of how you were the forerunner in advertising. And tell us a little bit about the time that you got that little bug up your rear end and decided to call Hot Wheels and make a deal with you and the Snake.
Well, I started racing in 1953 at Santa Ana, which is Orange County drag strip now.
Mm-hmm.
So my mother's Oldsmobile, so I'm 80 miles an hour to 300 miles an hour. I've seen it all. And so we were racing in the 60s, and I was working and racing on the weekends like Prudhomme was. And we didn't have a lot of money, just having some fun and Mongoose Snake little match races and stuff. And my kids had these little Hot Wheels generic cars they were playing with. And I thought, boy, would it be neat to have the Mongoose Snake emblems on those cars. So I went to Mattel, figuring they wouldn't even know who we were. And the marketing guys were drag race fans, and they liked the idea. So 1969, we put together the Hot Wheel thing for 2 or 3 years with Snake and Mongoose and sold millions of cars and went on the road. And that kind of turned everything around as far as advertising, non-automotive stuff, and all the motorsports. Everybody jumped on board after that and got, marketing people and people like you that know how to talk to people, and that's what started it.
Yeah, and it just re-emphasized the concept of branding all these products with the Snake and the Mongoose, and certainly the drag racing industry itself.
Yeah, well, I think so. I think it was because worldwide, an awful lot of kids, like we go to the races now, and there's 2 or 3 generations of families will come up to me that the kids all played with the Hot Wheel cars, and some like the Snake, some like the Mongoose, and I still enjoy seeing the fans on the road.
And didn't they have those tricycles, those little chopped down Hot Wheel tricycles he could drive around on?
Yeah, in the 80s, my buddy Bill Miller had a bunch of Sizzler steakhouses, and him and another guy started making aluminum spoke wheels for bicycles. And they said, why don't we make a little bicycle out of chromoly tubing so the kids can jump and run with them? Well, they didn't have a name, so Billy wanted to know if they could use the Mongoose name.
Yeah.
So I said, yeah, and it started out in their garage and turned out to be a multi-million-dollar deal that they sold to lots of companies now, and so it was a big thing for a while.
Well, you must have homes in every continent of the world now.
Oh, absolutely. I bought islands.
Well, tell us a little bit about what is happening actually on the track nowadays. They're 4-wide in Las Vegas, and I watched a little bit of it last week, and they're hilarious, but the races are over real fast. I mean, they put 4 cars out there at once, and it's like, in about an hour you can go home.
Well, Freddie, they think a lot of these guys forget that back in the 60s, I ran 4-wide in Union Grove, Wisconsin, and Fresno, California. I raced Cabelich one time up there. There were 2 jet dragsters and 2 fuel dragsters in Fresno on a much narrower track without a wall between them like they have today. So the 4-wide started in the 60s. Then a couple years ago, Charlotte Motor Speedway built a 4-wide thing. And the reason they first started to build them was they had two tracks you would race on, and if you oil one down, you could just move over to the other one, and it didn't slow down the races.
Hey, Tom.
We are visiting with Tom McEwen. Just a reminder here, Tom McEwen in the Sports Lounge with me, Jennifer Horn, and Fred Dreyer, right here on CRN Digital Talk Radio. Don't forget, if you want to reach out to Fred Dreyer, FredDryershow.com. Follow Fred on Facebook, The Real Fred Dreyer, at Fred Dreyer on Twitter as well. And you can ask Fred a question that he can pass on to all of us here.
Perfect.
All right, welcome back into the Sports Lounge, and it's sorry to interrupt there, but Tom McEwen is our guest, Fred Dreyer, of course, and we call him Mongoose, and I love sitting here listening to you guys chat. You have such a great rapport, and I want to hear more about this conversation with these racetracks, but can you just indulge me that first meeting between the two of you?
Oh, when I met Tom, but Tom didn't know it. I had no impact on Tom at that point in time. I was 16, 17 years of age. We've got a commercial coming up here in about 35 seconds, so I'll wait after we come back from the commercial to get into it a little bit. But we're here with Tom McEwen, and he's headed off to Houston there this next weekend. So everybody out there in Houston, keep your eyes peeled for Tom. And we'll be right back after these words.
You can't print invoices without ink. You can't print status reports, spreadsheets, or that report due in 12 minutes without ink. No, you can't print anything without ink. Luckily, Staples has a huge selection of ink and toner in stock and at great prices every day. This week only, buy 1 HP ink at Staples and get a second 30% off. So stock up now, because you can't afford to run out of ink.
Ends 4/14/18. See store associate or staples.com for details. Restrictions may apply.
At Ferguson, service is our most important part. So if service is the part you're missing from your supply house, come into one of our 600 nationwide locations and let our team help yours. Whether it's tracking down those hard-to-find parts, having your order ready and waiting at our will call, or helping you manage your inventory with our SKU app and online ordering, the edge every trade professional needs is right around the corner. And with Ferguson Pro Plus, you'll earn redeemable points with every online purchase. Come into one of our locations or visit Ferguson.com today.
What are you going to do with your old car? You can try selling it, you could junk it, or you could donate it to Heritage for the Blind. Your car will be towed away for free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It will be towed away for free, and you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Blind is a nonprofit organization that helps the visually impaired live fuller lives. Call right now to donate your car, and as a special thank you for calling, you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to many exciting locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now, 1-800-785-9618. Donating is easy, and your vehicle is towed away for free. Plus, you'll get a free vacation voucher. Call now, 1-800-785-9618. That's 1-800-785-9618.
Welcome back to the show. Jennifer Horn, Fred Dreyer visiting with you. We have our good friend Tom McEwen on the phone. I'm just about ready to launch into the space-like moment that I met Tom McEwen back in 1964. I was 16 years old. And I think, Tom, you were, 44 in 1966?
Yeah, I was 70.
70.
I'm 125. I'm the oldest man. I'm 125 years old.
Amazing.
Well, you're going to be around a while, believe me. But I'm walking down into the pits at old Lions drag strip in Long Beach, and of course, you know, in those days, everything was so available. If you had a pit pass, you could go in, you could walk up to any driver of any car You know, you can walk up to McEwen's car, and I don't know if I think you were driving for the Yakel people at that time, Tom.
That's right.
Yeah, and so it was a maroon colored car, I believe.
The purple Yakel front engine dragster.
Yeah, purple. And so I said, "Oh, that's a nice car." So I walked over, and I didn't realize there was somebody sitting in it. So the only thing separating me and the car was the chain link fence. So I kind of came at it along the side of the fence, and I thought I'd stop because the engine was all polished up and looked great, you know. And today, when you look at these cars back then, these things were so small. I can't even believe it. They're like 5 times the size now, you know. And so there's this guy sitting in there. He's got shades on, and it was right there. You know, I could reach out and I could touch him. So I kind of walked over to him, and I saw that I came up on him, and he was sitting in there. I didn't know what he was doing in there. And I realized he was doing nothing in there. So so I kind of looked at him, and he didn't even look at me. You know, but he had a toothpick in his mouth, and he had a pair of shades on. His hair was razor cut. He had a razor cut. It was so good.
The werewolf of London, my hair was perfect.
You looked so good sitting in that car with your toothpick and your T-shirt on and stuff. So I walked over, and I was looking around, and I just said, "Wow, this is really great." I didn't even think to say, "Hey, how you doing? What's your name?" I didn't know who the hell you were. So I was looking at the car, and you were looking at me looking at the car. And then I kind of got around to the front of the car and looked at you. He goes, "Oh, that's the guy. That's Tom McEwen." So I was standing there, and I eventually got the gumption, got the nerve to say, "You're the mongoose, huh?" And you didn't move. You just kind of real slowly nodded your head in the affirmative. So mongoose cool.
Well, you were 7 foot tall when you were 16 years old. I was afraid of you.
No, you know how tall I was? I was about 5'8" when I was 16. But it was great. And little do you know in this life, how you come back around. You meet somebody, and the next thing you know, 30 years later, you're talking to them on the radio. But Tom, you're headed for Houston. You're going to be involved in a couple of all of these races. You don't have to travel every weekend, do you?
No, Fred. I'm going to do about 10 races this year. I'm going to start. I did Pomona, the Winter Nationals in 1st of February, and then I did Vegas 2 weekends ago for the 4 wide.
Right.
And then I'm heading for Houston this weekend, and then about a month from now I go to a big race in Norwalk, Ohio, and then I go to Minnesota, and I go to St. Louis, and I go to all over the country. By the way, NHRA today told me we were talking to that they invited you. They want you to come to the Legend race in about November the 12th at Pomona. They want you to be one of the legends.
Oh, well, I'll drive over to your house, and then we'll go out there.
So they would like to have a real big name like you.
Oh, real big name. Well, I would like, a friend, Harvey, our pal Harvey. His knee.
Yeah, they want Harvey and George too.
They want Harvey. We'll have to get golf carts for him because they're like, way overweight. But Harvey's knee went out on him, so he can't walk around like I used to like to walk around. So
it's all right. We'll get a golf cart.
We'll get him going. But anyway, Tom, have a good weekend. Thanks for spending some time with us, and we'll when you get back, let's chat because we want to talk about some other stuff.
All right. Well, all the millions of listeners, they tell me they listen to you every week, and they're looking forward to you going weekly pretty soon.
Well, we are going to start spreading the show out a little bit. We're going to do it for a couple of hours a day, 5 days a week. That's coming up here pretty quick. But it's like anything else that we're working at a snail's pace, but we're getting there.
All right. Well, congrats. Good luck, and I'll be talking to you, kids.
Good. Thanks, Tom.
Tom McEwen, the Mongoose, has been our guest on the Sports Lounge. I love it. I love when I can just listen to you. I sit back and just listen to you talk this stuff out because it's kind of cool that you have that relationship that's gone back, and great story of when you first met, but also the implications on modern day racing too. Do you still follow a lot of what Mongoose does?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sure. I mean, I'm surprised that they've got him on the treadmill here, going from township to township across the country. We used to follow the races. We used to listen for it on the radio, and you would very rarely, in the 60s and certainly the 70s.
Sure.
But in the 80s, it started to wake up a little bit. What really helped was when the car industries, Ford, Chevy, and Plymouth got into the muscle car business, and they started selling kids muscle cars, 409s and 427s and stuff, Corvette Stingrays, and the Beach Boys, She's So Fine, My 409.
The culture, yeah.
All of that stuff hit the street, and drag racing exploded.
And that was it. All right, Fred Dreyer, you heard it here first. Going to the big celebrity race in Pomona. I love that.
Yes.
We'll have more information on that in the weeks to come. You are in the Sports Lounge with Fred Dreyer on CRN Digital Talk Radio.
It has been said that everyone has a book in them. But do you have the time or the ability to write your book? Maybe you picked up some skills or had a life experience that you want to pass on in the form of a book to help others. Maybe you want to leave an autobiography for your family. Or maybe you've built a successful business and you want to share your story. At Dorrance Publishing Company, we have professional writers who can help turn your book idea into a finished manuscript quickly and affordably. A Dorrance ghostwriter can provide as much or as little help as you need to complete your book. You'll work directly with your ghostwriter to finish your book faster than you ever could on your own. It's easy to become a published author. Call Dorrance now to learn more. 800-485-8803. 800-485-8803. 800-485-8803. Call right now. That's 800-485-8803.
Do you want to fly somewhere, anywhere in the world? Smart travelers call myflightsearch.com for the best deals on flight tickets. Going to Manila, Bangkok, London, how about Singapore? Call myflightsearch.com for the lowest flight tickets available. What about a local vacation? Let's say you want to fly to Vegas, Orlando, Miami, Los Angeles, or Denver. Pick up the phone and call myflightsearch.com right now. We have exclusive deals that you can't find anywhere else. The only way you can get these low airline prices is by calling us. We have so many low prices available, we can't possibly tell them to you right here and now. If you're flying somewhere anytime in the next 6 months and you want the lowest airline ticket prices anywhere, you owe it to yourself to save a ton of money. So pick up your cell phone and call myflightsearch.com right now.
Call 800-445-3166. 800-445-3166. That's 800-445-3166. Call now. 800-445-3166.
Experience the romantic getaway you deserve at Maui's premier bed and breakfast, the Plantation Inn. With plantation-style architecture and decor combined with modern amenities such as dual rain showers and whirlpool hot tubs, guests relax in a tranquil oasis in the heart of Maui's historic Lahaina town. The inn is situated conveniently less than 2 blocks from Lahaina Harbor, as well as the famous Front Street, known for its range of shops, restaurants, gallery walks, and museums. The Plantation Inn is home to Gerard's Restaurant, voted Open Table's top most romantic restaurants in North America. Chef Gerard's contemporary island French cuisine consistently earns some of the highest ratings in Hawaii. Come discover why Hawaii Magazine readers named the Plantation Inn #1 best bed and breakfast in Hawaii. Visit theplantationinn.com or call us at 667-9225.
Welcome back. You are in the Sports Lounge on CRN Digital Talk Radio with Fred Dreyer. I'm Jennifer Horn, in for Michael Horn. He is a little under the weather. He'll be back next week. But Fred, this is a big story here in our final wrap-up. The NCAA is in the news, and they've made some drastic changes to their college football program in 2018 because of player safety issues. They continue to be a top priority for the league. The NCAA Playing Rules Oversight Panel approved a new rule for kickoffs with fair catches anywhere inside the 25-yard line, resulting in touchbacks and the football being placed at the 25-yard line. Now, previously, touchbacks only occurred when the kickoff was fielded in the end zone. This new rule could help prevent teams from trying to pin opponents deep in their own territory.
Well, once again, this is fidgeting by rule makers in the NC2A and National Football League and every other organization to address a nervous issue of people being injured on kickoffs, concussions, CTE, and all those things like that. Just because somebody gets hurt on the kickoff doesn't mean kickoffs are bad. It's just terrible. I know Rutgers player Eric LeGrand back in 2010 was paralyzed on a kickoff. So kickoffs are bad. And I'd like to know the circumstances on how Eric was hurt.
Right. What was going on in this situation? You've often said this, that football has changed so much that we're not teaching the fundamentals of the sport, how to keep players safe. I think at least from my perspective, it's less about these big rule changes, and let's talk more about the protective headgear. Let's talk more about people knowing how to take a hit, because it's football. You're going to be hit whether you change the rules or not. You may not get pinned down maybe as often with this rule change, but people are still going to get hit, and until players know how to take that, they're going to still get hurt.
Well, they're bigger, stronger, faster. They get bigger, stronger, faster every year, and that's just the way it is. And once you start trimming the bush and it starts losing its shape, you've got big problems. You might as well dump the sport. Or put shorts on everybody and put flag, make it into a flag football league, But this is stuff that I said this a long time ago, and every once in a while stuff like this shows up, and it just proves me right. Is that all of the wincing and all of the hand-wringing about how dangerous the sport is only exacerbated by the fact that nobody is addressing the true issue, and that is coaching and telling people how to gather themselves before they get hit, before they hit another player, the fundamentals and the techniques of how you engage a ball carrier and bring him to the ground. And all of these things, lowering your head, the sidelines are littered with people who are terribly injured for life because they made foolish decisions on the field, and so those are the decisions that I want to see reinforced. I want to see the NC2A tell people we're now going to put a little bit more time and money into our football teams in the summertime to teach them how to tackle. Now, if they did that, then you would start to get to the real issue of the problem.
Very well said, and I think that's what has to be done if we really want to revolutionize or fix this sport and make it more popular. Don't forget, send your emails, send your questions to us. We love to hear from you. FredDryerShow.com is the website. You can also follow Fred on Facebook. Send him emails there at The Real Fred Dryer, and on Twitter at Fred_Dryer. For Michael Horn, I'm Jennifer, and it's been such a pleasure hanging out with you, Fred. I want to come back and hang out in the lounge all the time.
Well, thank you so much. You're welcome anytime. Great to be here, folks.
Thanks so much. It's been the Sports Lounge with Fred Dryer.
Which was most appropriate because that was your theme.
Are you tired of hearing your favorite talk radio show sound like this? What if you could hear your favorite shows in crystal clear, high-definition digital sound? Well, with CRN Digital Talk Radio's 6 channels of high-definition radio, you can now hear all of your favorite hosts like you've never heard them before in CRN HD.